The Boston Celtics have a Jayson Tatum problem. Even with the Celtics barely scraping by to win game 6 by just a point on this super lucky Derek White tip in, I just don't see any way for the Celtics to bring a championship home. In an elimination game, your superstar, your number one option, does not score a single point going into the second half and only ends up with 4 points in the second half, including two free throws. The lights are too bright for Jayson Tatum. We saw it last year in the finals, and we're seeing it again this year in the Eastern Conference Finals. On the biggest stages, he does not show up. He does a disappearing act. He's like Casper. And honestly, it seems to be a series where we're looking to see which team wants to lose the most. Jimmy Butler going 3 for 15, 2 for 18 at certain points, and then seeing Bam go 2 for 15, 3 for 15. Those type of efforts are just not going to cut it. And then you get performances, Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown, like this one, that make you wonder, are either of these teams even trying to win? And we're seeing the Celtics new coach, Joe Mazzulla, get absolutely outclassed by Eric Spoelstra. There is no reason that Jimmy Butler and Bam are having absolutely god atrocious nights, and that team only lost by a point, and that team never trailed by more than 10. Going into game 7, back in Boston, the Celtics need two things to win this game. I'm going to need to see more from Jayson Tatum. I need to close out Jayson Tatum game just like how game 4 was. He needs to put up a crazy stat line, at least 30, maybe even go for 40. But we need to see a much better effort than 25 points and only 4 in the second half. And also, the defensive intensity is just not there. The Celtics are looking lazy on closeouts. You cannot leave shooters like Max Strus, Caleb Martin, and Duncan Robinson just sitting out there for open threes. People having time to look down at their feet and look back up. People having time to get their feet set and shoot. And there's no closeout. The defensive pressure under Missoula is not the same pressure that was under Ime Udoka. Last year, Boston had a chance to trade Jayson Tatum 1 for 1 for KD. And in my opinion, they should have taken it. Tell me if I'm wrong. Jayson Tatum has this next game to prove that he is worth that $300 million max. Or if he's going to continue to be a crumbling superstar like we've seen with Chris Paul, like we've seen with James Harden. You tell me, would you tie up 600 million in between Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown based off these performances you've seen these past two games? Let's see what happens in game 7.